I have been expecting you.
So we are on Shang Tsung. And Shang Tsung is an interesting character, because still, as of today, and as of me recording this, we're on Mortal Kombat 11. We don't exactly have a proper origin for Shang Tsung. So still to this date, Shang Tsung still has some mystery behind him. Now with that said, of course in later games, we got a little bit more information, but not a proper origin. So with that said, of course, like I've been saying all along, within Mortal Kombat 1, due to it being the first game, there will be hardly any information, especially when it has to do with Shang Tsung. Due to him being the boss, he does not have a bayou, nor does he have any type of arcade ending. So the story you get from him is actually from the Mortal Kombat story as a whole, which would actually be part 1 to this series. You know, where about 500 years ago, the Shaolin monks were holding a tournament, that being the Mortal Kombat tournament, and Shang Tsung and Goro, his second in command, or his general, what have you, interrupted the tournament. And of course, Goro entered the tournament, ran through everybody, defeated then champion, the great Kung Lao, and became champion himself. So with Goro being the grand champion, somehow, and it's never explained, Shang Tsung took the tournament for himself. So with all that said, we know Shang Tsung has to be approximately more than 500 years old, due to the tournament being 500 years ago as of the first game. And the question here is, he has Goro following his lead. And you probably think, with a monster like Goro, why would he follow this elderly old man? Now that gets a little bit more complicated, because Shang Tsung is not a simple old man. He's a very powerful sorcerer. And you don't know how he does it as of the first game, but he has the ability to physically transform into his opponent, and I guess pretty much use his opponent's abilities and his powers and all that against his opponent and find their weakness. Just like, let's say, for example, someone like Marvel's Taskmaster, when essentially you can use your own abilities against you. So that is probably why Goro follows him, because who knows, probably Shang Tsung whipped his ass at one point and used Goro's own weaknesses against him. Anyway, as we all know by now, Goro maintained being the champion, and Shang Tsung kept hosting the tournament up until they met Liu Kang. And as we know by now, Liu Kang beat Goro, became Grand Champion, then defeated Shang Tsung, ultimately returning the Mortal Kombat tournament back to his Shaolin temple. With that said, let's get into some trivia. Now Shang Tsung, just like many of the other characters within the game, especially Raiden, Shang Tsung is inspired by a character from the movie Big Trouble in Little China, that being the main villain in the movie named Lo Pan. And you can tell just by looking at him that he's really inspired by Lo Pan. Like, I really suggest y'all watch this movie. Like, there's instances in this movie where you swear you're watching a Mortal Kombat movie. But yeah, that's pretty much the most noteworthy thing about Shang Tsung. With that said, if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and until next time, y'all, peace.